It's important to bring whatever you want to eat with you if you don't want to stop somewhere to eat. This is a great way to save some money. It's a great way to get to know yourself better, to really discover what preferences you have when it comes to gourmet dining. What I have here today is a Four Loko. It was manufactured in Wisconsin. Very much an American product. It was made all over the place. You can tell that the camouflage label shows you that there's more to it that meets the eye. You can see this is an antique crystal decanter. It was manufactured in Austria before World War I. And that's really all you need if you're just drinking by yourself. Now that we've aerated it and we put it in our decanter, you can really see the effervescence, the liveliness of this particular beverage. It's also a rosé, right into your glass. This is the raw berry flavor from Four Loko. They use real raw berries to make it as radical as they possibly can. A lot of people had heart attacks from Four Lokos, and so they discontinued the old recipe. So I made sure to buy 300 pallets of Four Loko to put in my cellar beforehand. And you can really smell the taurine, you know, you can feel it coursing through your veins before you even sip it. It kind of smells like dubstep. It's very loud and in your face, but also very subtle and elegant. The finish is kind of like swallowing sulfuric acid, but in a good way. It's really comforting, you know. You're not crazy, they say, until you start answering yourself, which I don't do yet. Sometimes you're in a hurry and you don't have time to set up a small grill in your Zen garden at your office, and so it's really great to bring prepared foods. A lot of people think, oh, processed foods aren't gourmet. They are. They are. Tons of aged meats and cheeses were really the introduction to pairing gourmet foods with wines. Whichever kind of cheese or meat you're deciding to dine on, understand that cheese sat for months. That meat sat for days, just really kind of simmering in its own juices to preserve itself so that you could later enjoy it whenever you want. I got myself a Cracker Cruncher, which is a nutritionally complete gourmet experience. It comes in a convenient little box. It's recyclable. So here we have our main entree today. Of course, I have an assortment of fine meats and cheeses, crackers as well. I decided to get a Mike's On the Rocks Hurricane. This time of year, it was a great shift at the factory. It was the Tuesday shift, which a lot of people say is where they got the most sunlight and rain. I didn't bring a corkscrew today, so I'm just gonna pour it into the aerator. And you can really hear the aerator going, and just like that, you can see the marvelous color. This is a rosé. You can really smell the high fructose corn syrup. Very light beverage, which is why I've decided to pair it with a sharp American cheddar, a mild turkey. I also got a vodka lumpfish caviar. It's important to use cellophane to really, you know, the meat and the cheese has tons of preservatives in it. You could leave it out in the desert for months and it'd still be fine. But you want to lock in the artificial freshness that they put in there. Imported sardines and olive oil. It's a great source of protein. When you're going with a lighter wine, you also want to go with something that you can really taste the ocean in. Easily open up the sardines like that. Oh yeah. You can really see they packed the olive oil in there. And of course we have some Romanov caviar. This is from the vodka lumpfish. You can tell by the red hue that red number 5 was used in this one, which is a very rare food coloring these days because of the reported cancer it gave a number of children in Scandinavia. You're on the go, you're sitting in your vehicle. How do you assemble a simple gourmet snack? I like to start with a base. This is a very plain cracker. It doesn't have much flavor to it. The cracker is simply a vehicle. The cracker is a vehicle to get the gourmet foods from where they were into your mouth. I then start an adhesive base with my caviar. It really smells like a bucket of bait, like chummed water, like low tide. I didn't bring a utensil today, so I just used my finger. Yeah, and this is kind of like the gas for the vehicle, you know, this is like the really precious part. You want to taste the earth in that. And what I've chosen to taste the earth is this mechanically separated turkey. After, you know, they process a turkey or a chicken, they put it into these special machines which suck any remaining meat off of the bone. And once again, turn it into like a pink paste, which they then put into a tube, squeeze out, and put into tiny little slices, which almost resembles like real meat. But, you know, we're on the go, it may be sitting in your car all day, you don't want it to go bad. I'm gonna take a sardine. Now, you can't really fit the sardine on the cracker because you see they just fall apart when you put your hand on them. What I like about these sardines is they leave the skin on them. And so you have the rest of the day. And pick it out of your teeth. If you have any facial hair, it's a great way to really retain the flavor and the scent and the aroma. To seal the deal, we want a little bit of fromage, that's French for cheese. This is American cheddar. It actually doesn't contain any dairy products. Whichever scientist created this is brilliant because it sits with you for a while, it's stuck to the roof of your mouth. If you're lactose intolerant, it's not a problem because it doesn't contain any lactose. So here we have our first little endeavor into the gourmet world on the go. Smell my cracker. I can't take it anymore, so I'm just gonna go for it.
It's so good. I don't want to swallow it because I don't want to retain the flavor in my mouth. Much like tasting wine, sometimes you probably just spit it out afterwards.
That way, you won't get intoxicated during the tasting. I don't want to get full in this instance because nothing tastes as good as Skinny feels.